And now, back to Live in Las Vegas with your hosts Dave Carney and Chad Forster.
Welcome back to Live in Las Vegas here on News Talk 720 KDWN, streaming worldwide, KDWN.com, also available for your smartphone and or your tablet. All you have to do is go to the iTunes Store or the Google Play Store and download the KDWN app today. Dave, Chad, and Ray Bullish-Bryant from Sahara Coins and Precious Metals, who's going to be with us for most all of the show. Ray, at some point we're going to ask on a couple of your other co-workers here, like Alex Mavros and some of the other fellas, to introduce themselves to our crew. And while we're giving shout-outs, guys, I want to give a shout-out to Heather Blonsky for hooking us up with the Jeff Civillico tickets. Jeff, of course, comedian, magician, juggler. I don't know, is he a magician too?
No, just he shows like juggling and it's comedy.
Okay, it's juggling and comedy.
It's magic because it's so good. That's right. So that's where you got
it makes you feel magical.
Yeah, the show's so good, it's magical.
All right, well, we've got this show's so good, it's
kind
magical.
Of magical, yeah.
If you want to come down and join us live, we are broadcasting from Sahara Coins and Precious Metals, corner of Sahara and Tenaya, for Coins for Christmas. Now, this is a fantastic promotion that, Ray, you guys came up with over here at Sahara Coins, and we got behind at the station with all of our weight because we thought it was a fantastic idea. And folks have the opportunity to go online to SaharaCoins.com, register to win a 2014 quarter-ounce gold eagle, valued right now, Mike Petrell, our trusty sales rep, just told me at $351 on today's price.
Nice work, Mike, with the calculator.
Thank you. He said he's not just a client, he's also the player president.
There you go.
We've also got a bunch of other giveaways down here at Sahara Coins, again, corner of Sahara and Tenaya, along with pizza courtesy of Joe's New York Pizza. Two great locations here in Las Vegas, one across the street from the Hard Rock, and the other one down at Las Vegas Premium Outlet South, which is Las Vegas Boulevard and Warm Springs. A lot of you might remember that as the Belts Factory Outlet, especially Chad. He remembers that as the Belts Factory Outlet.
You're adding a T in there. I think it was just Bells, not Belts.
I think I've always heard Bells as well.
I thought it was the Belts because of the Beltway. That's why I thought, because it was right off the 215 Beltway.
That uses logic, and I don't think they use logic in this situation.
Good point.
That's true.
So I remember it being as Bells, but whatever. Doesn't matter.
It's not that
really.
It's not that anymore.
That's exactly
Especially
right.
not after we were looking at cutting this commercial. Like, hey, wait a second, this doesn't exist. But while we are down here from 1 until 3 o'clock today, guys, you can come on down as well. If you haven't registered online, SaharaCoins.com. Register in store. They have sign-up sheets down here handy for you. We're going to give away prizes, right as we've been doing every commercial break as well, other stuff that you guys have here in the kitty. Our Centennial Toyota Talk and Text line, actually this is just the text line today, open for our listeners to join in the conversation during live news at 702-257-5396. That's 257-5396. If you've got any insight you'd like to share, we'd love to hear from you here on the program. Now, guys, coming back here on the show, I was following a story this morning, Chad, on the Las Vegas Review-Journal, talking about the FBI agents involved with that World Cup sting back at Caesar's Palace.
Right.
Apparently not doing things
by the book.
By the book. Now, again,
never happens.
Seems to be kind of a familiar theme in today's policing. Not doing things by the book, but the defense lawyers grilled this FBI agent Monday about whether he misled a federal judge into approving search warrants in the July 9th raid at Caesar's Palace. Now, a wealthy Malaysian businessman named Paul Pua, I hope I'm saying that correctly, and his son Darren are trying to persuade a U.S. magistrate, Judge Peggy Lean, to recommend suppressing the massive evidence FBI agents seized during the raid out here in Vegas, which again was a very high-profile raid. Now, the thing that I find interesting about this case is not that defense lawyers are coming up with this kind of an argument.
Sure.
Because
you expect that's what you pay them for.
You do. At least they better come up with something like that. But just now, guys, with what's going on in public perception, okay, so Perception 101, you've got New York City, you've got Ferguson, you've got Ohio, you've got everywhere USA. Do you think this is going to carry more weight with a judge, even at this level, because of what's going on in the country right now, because of the collective unconsciousness, so to speak?
So you mean because of the other bad policing in the country,
is this going to get
somehow associated with it? I don't know. I don't think so, especially because most of the things that we've been talking about are local police, county police, sheriffs, and those kinds of police, and not the FBI, which is obviously federal. I would clearly imagine that someone's going to get reprimanded, at least I would hope, because this clearly could get thrown out, and this guy gets off scot-free.
I see a little slap on the hand happening, and that's about it. Come on.
You think so?
They're not going to get off. The FBI, it does what the FBI wants, clearly. And this time they just happen to find out.
Now, this still have to do with World Cup soccer, which involves FIFA, which is perhaps the biggest criminal organization in sports outside of the NFL. So if they have anything to say about it, and if they weren't getting cut in on it, I can imagine them pushing this forward. I don't know if they have anything to do with it or not.
The FIFA Bureau of Investigation.
That's right.
But being the guy is already a wealthy businessman, he's got enough money for a good lawyer. He'll probably get off. You're probably right, Ray.
I mean, listen, first of all,
not the first time Ray's been right.
And actually, I was going to say probably not the last. Let's put a pin in the story, Chad, because I'd like to ask Judah Zakalik from Peters and Associates tomorrow. Judah joins us every Wednesday from 1 to 3, giving us free legal advice 2 different times throughout the hour, and we're going to ask him about this case here, because I wonder as well about the extradition process between Malaysia and here. Is there any?
Right.
Do we have an extradition process here? Because if that's the case, this guy can basically say kick rocks, and we want our guys back, and that's it.
Yeah, I've seen Lethal Weapon 2, Diplomatic Immunity.
I think the agent who's in trouble did as well.
Boy, I tell you what, Mel Gibson's wishing for a little of that diplomatic immunity right about now.
Was that Lethal Weapon 3? I don't remember. It's either 2 or 3. I don't remember my references.
Great crime movies, by the way.
Absolutely.
So real to life as well.
Well, they do screw you at the drive-thru. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
That happens.
All right, Dave, Chad, Ray here with you live in Las Vegas, broadcasting from Sahara Coins and Precious Metals, corner of Sahara and Tenea. Come on down and join us. Coins for Christmas still going on right now. 2014 quarter ounce Gold Eagle will be given away during today's program, along with a whole bunch of other great stuff from Sahara Coins. We've also got some giveaways courtesy of Beasley Broadcasting, guys. You can get an opportunity to win Human Nature, the fantastic group formed by Smokey Robinson, live at the Palazzo, Christmas, Motown, and more. That's coming up tonight. Boy, that's a quick one. You better come down here to Sahara Coins, pick that up. Also, a pair of tickets to the Rocky Mountain Gun Show. Actually, 2 pair of tickets for those, as well as Opportunity Village's Magical Forest. So, plenty of stuff still to give away. And Ray, we'll give away some of this stuff as well during the next break.
Rocky Mountain Gun Show, perhaps the best jingle for a gun show I've ever heard.
Thank you.
It may be the only one, but either way, solid jingle.
You love Bonanza so much, and
I
you're
do.
so nostalgic. You're like, oh my God, Rocky Mountain Gun Show.
If you ever actually learn the words to Bonanza, it's about fighting. If you ever actually go and look it up, it's very interesting, and it's a great song. So I'm glad you referenced that, and I haven't heard a Bob Dylan reference, and it's been 42 minutes. So I beat you on an old reference, a TV reference.
Wow, awesome. All right, well, speaking of old references, in 2064, we're going to consider what's been stuffed into this year's Sesquicentennial time capsule. Old stuff. Now, guys, the folks up in Carson City who are putting together this Nevada Sesquicentennial time capsule are putting things in there like commemorative medallions, photos of Nevada's just concluded celebration, and other items that'll be part of their celebratory year-long events. But my question to you is...
What the hell does Sesquicentennial mean?
No,
not my question.
That means 150.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we're not going to have that. We don't have all day. Okay, we've got to get through this sometime today. We had a hard enough time getting through numismatic.
Numismatic. I can do that one now. It took me 2 months, but I figured it out.
That's fantastic. So, Ray, let's start with you, my friend. What would you, being the coin, the gold, the silver guy that you are, what would you stuff into this time capsule here to be open in 50 years?
You know, I'm kind of a wise guy myself, so unfortunately, I don't think I would put anything awesome in there. I would probably put something the complete
like fake vomit or something.
No, I'd keep it coin. I'd keep it. I'd keep some coins in there, but I'd have to say you're going to find yourself a nice little sack of wheat cents in there.
All right. This is what I have a list. You mind?
I love it. Let's go.
A dead hooker, I think you could put in there. Norm Clark's eye patch, I thought would probably work out. Oxygen tank would probably work as well. I figured, and maybe because of mining, a spelunker's helmet would work.
Can we add a Milli Vanilli Album?
I don't know why we would. It has to do with Nevada, but we could throw one in there if you'd like to.
They just seem funny.
The fact that you still have one to throw in there.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Hold on a second. We can profile here.
I'm leaving. I'm done with you guys.
What you didn't know is that during Ray's younger year, he actually sang for Milli Vanilli.
And the funny thing is, I didn't actually have to sing. Weird.
That is.
No, I thought you were the guy that did sing, and the other 2 guys are the ones that didn't sing.
I stood on stage.
Oh, okay.
All right. Another story that I found to be quite interesting here, only because the nature of this new Pope, guys, and I don't know if you're hip to Pope 2.0.
Pope talk.
Pope talk here. He's really changed changing the game.
Yes, he is.
With Catholicism. I mean, he's really tearing down some of the rigid walls that the Catholic Church has had up for a number, hundreds of years, if not millennia. Well, now the Pope and the Vatican are opening up the Pope's Farm, which is located a little bit outside of the Vatican City in Rome. But this is a 135-acre farm that features cows, chickens, duck, geese, turkey. They farm for avocados as well as other, locally produced and sourced types of food. It's not an organic farm, but still a healthy farm. Now, are you excited? Would you take the Pope whirlwind and go on vacation, tour the farm?
If someone paid for it, I would. I'd tour the farm. I think it's interesting. This just came out too that the Pope says all dogs go to heaven.
Yes,
so
all of them.
He's a really big fan of animals, which I love.
Yeah.
Well, that's just confirming that 1989 classic cartoon.
All dogs go to heaven.
Disney was attacked.
Go to heaven. Burt Reynolds right now, according to his financial advisor, could really use another one of those movies to come out. If we could get that redrawn, we'd love that. All right, guys, it's time to take a quick look at traffic with Desiree Peoples. When we come back, jumping into a little edition of Did You Know?